just recently I became aware of the fact that for the first time in my life, I'm 25, and for the first time in my life, I am finally receiving the respect that I feel every other human being is getting and deserves. And I feel that the squatting has really allowed me to grow as a person and develop myself both politically and intellectually. And I've been freed from the shackles of rent paying. I've been freed from the shackles of the whole lifestyle that goes with being a rent payer. Life here is really free in a lot of senses, and I've been freed from the obligation of being employed and being a slave to the state. And I really get off on that kind of
idea. Since I've come to the Francis Street Squats in Vancouver, I found love.
Future of the squats here?
Yeah.
Of these squats?
Not just of these squats, or
my future, or
the future of these squats, or of squatting in general.
Well, what I think of the future of squatting in general is that there's a group of people in this city, and some of that group of people have managed to get themselves together, and there's groups of people like us in every major city across Canada and North America and the world. And so what I see is we're going to be getting together eventually, or our children will be, and then all this will be ours anyways.
For squatting, squatters' right. For sure, like you see many places in Europe, like in England you have squatters' right, in Denmark you have squatters' right, or something definitely done about housing and the amount you pay for housing.
Well, unfortunately I'm not an optimistic. I think the future is pretty sad as far as I can see, but I mean, if people keep on squatting, this will be more normal, and I think civil liberties might just, increase if we keep on expressing ourselves.
Yeah, well, I think it's going to have to get it's going to have to get worse before it gets better. But the reason that Canada is going to become more radical is that the right is becoming more and more powerful in this country. And when the right becomes more powerful, the left also becomes more powerful after a certain period of time. And we're learning how to become radical and what to be radical about. And it is going to be scary, but change is scary. And only out of change can you make something better.
I do, because, especially around the squats, because this is a free space, and they come here to exploit our lives, so they can make some money and have, it's supposed to be some, chewed up, spat out entertainment for masses of people who don't appreciate what we're doing here one bit. And
you get the feeling of being like in a circus too?
Sometimes I feel used, like really used, and sometimes I'm embarrassed too, and but they come over to our house sometimes, like early in the morning when everyone's sleeping, and they expect to be able to come into the house and do interviews or something, and when we walk outside early in the morning, and in our bathrobes, and they're across the street with their cameras rolling, and it's really annoying, you know. And sometimes we have to tell them to fuck off.
I think people should have the right to ask you questions, but you obviously have the right not to answer, right? You know, and.
I'm still not sure I see the point of the barricades. I think that it may escalate the tensions to such a degree that they get out of people's control, that violence may happen. And I don't know if we as a group are prepared to deal with violence. I think there are some individuals who are, but I'm not sure if as a group we can, and I think that's really important, that the group solidarity is maintained. I'm not sure if it's going to be helped by the building of barricades or by violent resistance. But I mean, over the last little while, I've also come to accept the position of the barricaders and to understand why they're doing it.
I really support the barricades. I think it's a really important action, but I don't want to be part of it for the many reasons I have stated in meetings, upon meetings, about just not wanting to live in a prison, like in some house that has no light. And I see it very much as some macho bullshit trip. Sometimes I get really annoyed that it's such a male-dominated sort of thing, like a bunch of men hammering nails in.
Are going, yay Berlin, yay fucking Paris, right? And here we have the exact same thing in our fucking front yard, right? And everyone seems to have a problem getting involved. So personally, I'm feeling like people are being a little hypocritical.
Do you think people would, if we had 100 people, do you think people would have a problem? Or if we had 1,000 people, do you think people would have a problem being involved?
We don't have 1,000 people. We're not going to get a fucking 1,000.
But then why do you think people?
And I'm not going to wait.
Then why do you think people are making the distinction between here and Berlin or Paris? Because we don't have 1,000 people. I mean,
no, because people are full of shit.
It is concretely a different situation. It is.
That's bullshit, Keith.
1,000 people and 1,000 people. It's completely different. You can't say to me the situations are exactly alike.
The situations are different because one is in Berlin and one is in Vancouver, right?
And one has 1,000 people and one has 1,000 people.
So what, man? I don't care. I don't need a fucking, now you're the one who's talking about cloaking yourself in a group and having the cushion of a group. I don't need the cushion of a group.
My
to
group
vent
is going to be
anger.
all doing the same action as me, right? There's going to be unity.
I'm sorry, like, I'm just not able. I'm not willing to put my anger on hold at this point. I think that it's important that, I've come so far in my ability to relate openly and honestly with people, right? That there's no way that I'm going to backward move by lying to the public and saying, that this is appropriate for me to lie down and go limp. I'm sorry, but, I'm going to be really angry if I get out there and, like, 3 squatters jump me, as I'm throwing a rock. Like,
okay.
That's just fucked.
But see, that's the way people, that's for sure that there are people out there who are looking at it the same way. That, in a way, your actions jeopardize them.